try this again. So, I am doing a video response to the Lezzismore channel and their topic for this week, which is your worst date / experience. I have two, I guess, both involving guys, sadly. But, so the first one is this guy named Aaron. And I've known him since I was a freshman. And he's 2 years older than me. So he was a junior when I was a freshman. We were friends, but this whole fiasco came up, and because he was like, oh my god, I'm so in love with you, and I was definitely at the time, I was like, I'm not into you, seriously, I'm sorry. And he freaked out on me, and after that, we were friends, we kind of made up, but we didn't talk very much. We didn't see each other a lot, which was fine though with me. I was totally comfortable with that. But then the next year, I was now a sophomore and he was a senior. We were both at a birthday party for a mutual friend. And I don't know, it was a fun party. We all had a blast, good memories. But I don't know, I guess we were just like, hey, we're still friends. Wow, we kind of still know each other. We should hang out sometime. And I was okay with that. So, and he could drive. So that was kind of a plus since I couldn't. And I would take any chance I got to go hang out with people away from my parents. So there's well, the first thing, Sweeney Todd just came out on DVD, and I was really psyched because I was like, I want to see that movie. But I was pretty sure my parents wouldn't let me in one of the theaters. But he had it, Aaron had it, so he invited me over to his house to see it. And a friend of his came too, and we were sitting there watching it. It was kind of awkward. And then the next day, there was a house show where local bands came and played in this kid's basement. And he took me to that, and I was pretty excited about that. I was like, sweet. And we rocked out. There was a lot of moshing. And that was when I was kind of like, maybe I do kind of like him and want to kind of date him or whatever. And we had plans to go see a movie the next day, 21, with Kevin Spacey and Kate Bosworth. But I'll get to that. So after the show, he was supposed to take me to the bowling alley where my parents were. So he was supposed to drop me off there. We got to the bowling alley, and then we sat in his car for a little while talking instead of me going in immediately. And then finally I was like, okay, I should go in. So we walked about halfway, and then I gave him a hug. And then out of nowhere, he just kissed me out of nowhere. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. And there was a lot of tongue and kind of weird. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. So, and then he left. And the next day he picked me up and we went to go see the movie. And I have kind of this thing where if I'm going somewhere, I'm going out to see a movie in the theaters. I'm paying a decent amount. I mean, we have a kind of prices for movies are kind of expensive, at least here. And I like to actually go see the movie and actually watch it. I know a lot of people, when they go out on dates together, or when they're going out and they go see a movie, they end up making out or doing whatever instead of watching the movie. But I actually like to see it if it's a movie I haven't seen yet. And so it's kind of just one of my rules. So we got there and we saw the movie. He didn't try to make a move on me, but I could tell with the way he was fidgeting a lot, and his face was very close to mine. I knew he wanted to, but he was restraining himself. I don't know. I was very thankful for that. It was kind of awkward though, because in the movie there's a scene with strippers at the casino, and at the time I was very sure that I was into girls. So I was looking at those girls on the screen, and I was like, ooh, there's some hot chicks. But then I was kind of like, I wonder what he's thinking about right about now. And I was like, ooh. So, and then there's a scene with Kate Bosworth and this guy with the last name Sturgis, I think. I don't know who he is, but Kate Bosworth and him are making out. And it's a PG-13 movie, but it got pretty damn steamy. I mean, they're in a casino, in the hotel, and this entire wall is just a wide open window overlooking Las Vegas. And it's just like, ooh. And again, I was like, okay, I really wonder what he's thinking about right now. I mean, making out. I didn't like sitting there in that position. It was very awkward. After the movie, we sat around talking, ended up with some making out and stuff. Decided we were going to be boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. Spent the entire day together. I went out with him for about 4 days. And it was awkward. And it was just terrible. I didn't like it and didn't enjoy myself dating him. And so I broke up with him through texting, believe it or not. Really bad, but there it is. And after a while, he freaked out at first, and he was like, what did I do wrong? What can I change? And I was just like, dude, this is my decision. It's not going to change at all, so leave me alone. And then I also decided I didn't want to be friends with him anymore. So I entirely cut ties with him. At first he wanted to fight me on it, and then finally he kind of respected it. So now I kind of hate his guts. But he's in college, so he didn't really ever have to deal with him ever again. The other experience was I went to prom with another senior friend of mine last year. It was around the same time I broke up with Aaron. My guy friend Alan asked me to prom. And we were just really good friends. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, we're going as friends. We both understood that. So, well, I thought we both understood that in all of its meaning. So he went to a different high school. We enjoyed ourselves. It was kind of awkward because I didn't know anybody, and then he asked me to get slow dance with him. And I guess I was like, okay, it's his prom. I don't want to ruin it for him, so I slow danced with him. It was awkward, and that's just the word, awkward. And I probably said that a lot. But then his friend was taking us home. He dropped me off first. I was getting out of the car, and Alan was like, he kind of like stopped me, and he was like, did you realize how I feel about you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he was like, well, I know you don't feel the same, but if you ever change your mind, I'm always here. And I was kind of like, okay. So I went into my house, and I was like, bye. Thankfully, nothing ever happened, and now he's in college, too. But we're still good friends. We talk every now and then on MySpace. And then, just to say, good experience that happened like a week after all this with Aaron and Alan. I ended up going out with my first girlfriend, Jessie, and it was awesome. We broke up, but we're still absolutely best, like, really great friends. Again, another senior, so she's in college now, and we still talk, and she's coming to visit next week, so I'm excited. So those are my bad experiences. And I love Lezzismore. Awesome channel. I love watching you guys. You guys are amazing, and I will see you people later. Peace out.